If you're somebody who has recently came across the idea of becoming an appointment setter or becoming a high ticket closer inside of online businesses that are selling an online course or selling an online coaching program, and you've been thinking about potentially starting, but before you do, you want to get some more insight on what your responsibilities would actually look like to do work inside of these businesses. Today, I'm going to be pulling back the curtain and showing you how these businesses actually make their money so you can actually understand, if you're going to be an appointment setter or a high ticket closer, what your day-to-day responsibilities would look like inside of a business like this. And luckily for you guys, all the way from 2021 to 2023, I've been able to make anywhere from $12,000 at the lowest to over $20,000 per month doing this stuff. So I have a really good understanding of how these businesses actually make their money so that you can do something similar if you wanted to. So first things first, we're going to talk about the typical funnel that these businesses use, and I'm going to go in depth on each one of these pieces. Then we're going to talk about where your responsibilities come into play as an appointment setter and as a closer. And then after that, we're going to take a look at a live example of somebody who actually did this and what the process was like from end to end. And then after that, we're going to look at some of the conversations that actually book in calls and make money if you're going to be somebody that's an appointment setter. And then after that, we'll talk about how you can actually get started so you can succeed in a field like this. So first things first, we have the standard funnel that most of these businesses use to make their money. And so we have the top of the funnel, we have the middle of the funnel, and we have the bottom of the funnel. And all a funnel really is the process of these businesses actually making money. The top of the funnel is when the person first finds out about the business before actually buying. And the bottom of the funnel is when they're getting closer and closer to buying. And the reason it's a funnel is because at the top here, you might have hundreds of thousands of people, but as you get towards the bottom, you're not going to have hundreds of thousands of people buy. You're only going to have a fraction of that. So people get funneled out over time. At the top of the funnel here, we have a follower ad, we have Instagram Reels, and we have Instagram story marketing. So this is just a standard funnel. There's obviously other funnels that people run out there, but this is just a typical one that you might have seen on Instagram before. So these businesses will create an ad that's disguised as a reel, but it's an ad that goes after a specific group of people solving a specific problem. And then the call to action in that ad, or what they say what you should do, is to follow them if you want access to more information. And so they'll pay anywhere from $3 to like $10 at the most to get new followers onto their page. And this is really good in tandem with creating organic content that can just straight up get followers for free. And then you also have Instagram story marketing, where they might say something like, I'm looking for 3 people that are wanting to lose 20 pounds in the next 90 days using my simple fat loss method. The whole goal with the top of the funnel is to just garnish attention. You're generating attention in a specific niche, solving a specific problem. So if we look at some examples of what this could be, it could be a program that helps women postpartum after pregnancy lose 20 pounds of belly fat. You're working with a specific niche, women post-pregnancy, and you're solving a specific problem, which is losing body fat. Or even if you wanted to, just for the sake of this example and being super direct with you guys, I help a specific group of people solve a specific problem. I work with young men between the ages of 18 to 24 usually that are tired of the education system, and they're tired of the job market, and they're tired of getting fucked over by institutions and whatnot, and I help them with the current financial crisis that is going on in today's world. And so really all it is you have a business that is trying to generate attention in a specific niche, solving a specific problem. And so the top of the funnel, the way that they get this attention is by running a little bit of follower ads, Instagram Reels, and Instagram story marketing. This is just one example of a funnel, but this is very, very common, especially for the work that we do as appointment setters and closers. And then we move on into the middle of the funnel, where now you have all this attention. Now you have to actually convert that attention and start the process of converting it into money. And so middle of the funnel, this is where DMing all of the engagers. So all of the people that are following from the ad, all the people that are engaging with the organic content, that are commenting, all the people that are also inbound DMing that person, maybe asking that person for help. Basically, you're going to DM all of the engagers. And in combination with this, a lot of people create what's called long form content to nurture that audience into buyers. It's stated from Google that the average person needs to see about 7 hours of content before they actually want to buy something high ticket. And so this is what long form content does. And this could be just like long YouTube videos that give value. This could be vlogs, this could be lifestyle, this could be a client case study, this could be a lot of different stuff. And so after that, we have the bottom of the funnel, where in this middle of the funnel, we had the appointment setter DMing all of the people that are engaging with the content. In the bottom of the funnel, the appointment setter goes through the process of booking the person in. And when he books the person in, that person will likely fill out an application to see if that person is qualified to actually work with the business or not. then a sales call will happen. And that's what the appointment setter does. It sets an appointment, sets a sales call. And then after that, an offer is made. And so typically businesses like this can get extremely fucking efficient. If this business is really, really sharp on all cylinders and they kind of like get the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and the bottom of the funnel done really well, you usually see about $1 in to $10 out. Meaning if they spend $1,000 on the top of the funnel, they usually cash out about $10,000. And this, by the way, is very, very good. But even for businesses that aren't even good and maybe they're lacking in some sort of elements of these, they can usually get about a 1-to-5 ratio, which is still really, really good. And good businesses, what they do is they take their profits that they make from this here and they actually reinvest it back into the top of the funnel to go and make more money. And so this is really good for you to understand if you want to get into the world of becoming an appointment setter or a closer, because you should understand that this is a very common funnel that these businesses like to run. And your understanding of this will help you land positions and make money without having a ton of upfront experience. Now, the question is, where do you as an appointment setter or as a closer actually come into play? Well, if we go back here and we look at this, the appointment setter basically messages all of the engagers on behalf of the business owner and qualifies them and sets quality appointments. So all these people that are following, that are commenting, that are liking, that are DMing, all of that fun stuff, like the Instagram story marketing might create what's called inbound DMs, where people are coming to the business owner asking them for assistance. The appointment setter, all you're doing as an appointment setter is logging in as the business owner and messaging all of these people. You're going to ask a series of questions that the business owner will tell you to do. That is going to qualify people and make sure that you're only working with people that are actually a good fit. I'll show you what this looks like in a second. And you're going to set quality appointments on behalf of the business owner. As a closer, really all you're doing, the closer is the person that takes those sales calls from the appointment setter. The appointment setter is booking in meetings all day. The closer is the person that gets on those meetings and takes those sales calls. And it's the same thing again. The closer gets on the call, the closer qualifies them, and then the closer closes the deal. So let's actually look at an example of what this looks like so that you can kind of picture the whole process being mapped out. So if we come down here, this is my boy Benji here. Benji hit me up about November 14th, 2024. And he is a fitness coach. He's running an online fitness coaching program. His niche is helping corporate men who are overweight and they have a lack of focus on their health due to spending all of this time in their career and providing for their family. And so they get out of shape. And so Benji helps them solve this problem by efficient weight training and weight loss. And his offer was $3,500. So he's working with people that have money, that are willing to pay this amount of money to solve this problem of being overweight and not feeling good inside of their own skin. This is what he does. And he, as you can see, he's creating content around this, just like kind of what we talked about here with creating Instagram Reels, Instagram stories, running follower ads, and all that fun stuff. And as you can see here, on the 14th of November, he came to me and he said, hey, my close friend Ethan said that you're the guy to come to because I'm looking for an appointment setter. So he was in a position where he's making about $10,000 a month inside of his business, and he's wanting to grow his business. And the way that you grow a business is by hiring people to help you grow your business. So he came to me basically saying, I want an appointment setter that can come into my business and that can help me grow. And I said, yes, sure. That makes perfect sense. Fill out this quick form so that you can give me some more insight about your business. And so based on this insight, I started pairing him up with a person that would actually be a good fit to go and crush it inside of his business. As you can see here, we made a post on the 15th, literally just one day later. Hey, there's an appointment setter job opportunity. I put all the metrics inside of here, the offer, the business current monthly revenue, the on-track earning as the appointment setter, how much would the appointment setter actually make in a business like this, and how do you actually get started? And in addition to this, at the same time, I had a student a couple months prior, his name is David, and he started wanting to work with me as an appointment setter. And so he was asking me questions like, how much is the program? Is it a one-on-one or is it a community? And do you think I can still succeed even if English isn't my main language? And I told him he probably could succeed, but we had to talk about it a little bit more just to see for sure if I could even help him. And then towards after kind of talking to him and figuring it out, I figured out that I could help him, and that's exactly what happened. He started working with me around early October, and as you can see, when we posted this job opportunity in November, he pounced on this opportunity right away. He said here, did my first interview today, it went amazing. We agreed on an 8% commission, plus depending on how I perform, he will increase his ad spend. So basically what that means is for David as the appointment setter, for every call that he books for the closer, if the closer takes that call and collects money, again, the offer is $3,600. So if the closer closes that deal for $3,600, David gets paid 8% of that. And so David got off to the races. You can see here, I like this. Going to update this every week too. First week of December, cash collected, $13,000. Cash contracted, $18,000. And as you can see here, second week of December, cash collected, $7,000. Cash contracted, $7,000. Payout, $1,600. And then a couple days later, yesterday I broke my bookings record. He booked 6 calls in a single day. And we keep going. Third week of December, they collected $13,400. They contracted 17.5K. Fourth week of December, they collected 13.9K. They contracted 13.9K. And he booked 95 people this month alone. And so basically, if you do the math here about this business, they did around $50,000 cash collected, and they did like $60,000 to $70,000 cash contracted. And so again, like we talked about earlier, David initially agreed to getting 8% of this. And so his total payout for December was a little over $4,000. And this was his first month as an appointment setter. And in between, actually, Benji and I, the original guy that I placed David inside of his business, he hit me up and he said, I only did 10 to 15K before David, and now we ramped up ads and we're going to do 50 or 40 to 50K per month. Made the right choice. And so this is the reason why appointment setters can actually get paid so much money to literally just sit there and book appointments. It's not because you're doing anything too fancy or anything like that. It's because you're making a business more money, which is incredibly valuable. If you go into a business like David did here, if you go into a business that's making $10,000 to $15,000 per month and you help them get to making 60, 70, 80, 100K per month or even more, they will pay you a fuck ton of money to do this. This is literally the essence of providing value to the marketplace. And as you can see here, Benji and I talked about it even more. He was at 10K and they scaled to 65K cash collected in a singular month. And David and I did an interview on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. So like, this is what it actually looks like to have this funnel in process where you have the appointment setter that is going in and messaging all of the engagers on behalf of the business owner. And then in this case here, the business owner was the closer himself. Now let's take a live example look at what one of these conversations would look like as an appointment setter. So again, this is David messaging here on behalf of the business owner, Benji. He says, he's messaging all new followers here. Hey Hagel, thanks for the like, man. Are you currently on a fitness journey yourself? And then this guy says, yes, I am, but I'm doing regular exercises now, plus walking every day after work. I work at night though. Awesome, man. It's awesome that you're taking the right steps and staying active, even on a night schedule. What is your main fitness goal right now? Are you looking to lose some weight, build some muscle, or something else? And as you can see here, he says, I want to lose weight and build muscle afterwards. You got some tips for me. So he's looking to lose weight, then he's looking to build muscle afterwards. That's a solid goal, man. And then you have to respond to the actual question, right? So he says, yes, but I first need to understand your situation just a little bit better. How much weight do you want to lose? You have to be specific around these things because just losing weight, this guy could be 800 pounds trying to lose weight, or he could be 200. Like, you don't really know. So then this guy Hagel says, okay, I'm actually 46 years old, skinny fat, but right now, since I went on a diet plus exercise, I was able to lose some weight and I don't feel heavy anymore. The thing is, at some point, I noticed that lately my weight just becoming steady and I'm no longer shedding pounds. As you can see here, David actually sent a free training, which actually goes directly back to what we were talking about here with the long form content nurture. And then he says, got it, man. What exactly have you tried so far, both in terms of diet and exercise? I'd love to understand what's worked and what hasn't so that we can figure out the next best step from here. I want to lose more. I'm doing sit-ups, push-ups, other exercises which may help, but I really think what helped me a lot was walking around after work premises, 10 rounds of walking, 75 minutes. And so kind of based on this, David doesn't go into selling the program because that's not a goal of the appointment setter. The goal of the appointment setter is to set the appointment. So this is exactly what he did. That's awesome, man. Huge respect for you staying consistent. Walking is a great exercise. He's acknowledging really well here what the guy just said. What's really effective is following a structured routine with targeted weight training and nutrition that only takes 90 to 120 minutes in the gym per week. Does that sound fair? Okay, I'm listening. If you're struggling with losing more weight with what you're currently doing, I can totally walk you through my whole process A to Z for how I can help people like you lose weight and build muscle without spending too much time in the gym if you'd like. He says, sure, I would like that. And you can see here, David then says, awesome. The best way to do this is to hop on a call within the next few days. We'll dive deeper into your fitness and nutrition habits to see where you can make improvements. And at the end of the call, if you're a good fit, we can start implementing. Worst case, I'll send you in the right direction with a ton of free trainings, fair enough. And I don't have the other screenshots, but he said yes. And then this person got booked in for a sales call. So you can see literally the full funnel here, right here. He created content on Instagram, and then this guy got attracted by it. Then the appointment setter was DMing all the people engaging with that content, even sent some long form content to nurture that lead and get it to build that trust. And then at the bottom of the funnel, he booked him in for a sales call. Before booking that sales call, this guy would have had to fill out a quick application to see if he'd be a good fit. And now Benji's going to get on that call and make that offer. And if he closes the deal, David gets paid just for sending a couple messages like this. So this is pretty much like a live example of what your responsibilities would look like as an appointment setter and even as a closer. And this is about how transparent and how much in the trenches I can get for you guys. But if you're somebody that's like, okay, this makes sense. Now, Trevor, how do I actually get started? How do I actually start making money with something like this? Then I'm going to share that with you right now. So if you want to get started as an appointment setter or as a remote closer and you want to make money with it, this is how you actually get started. Step one, you need to build up a base skill. So you don't need to be an expert, but you can't be just a complete beginner and just like not knowing anything about the space. So what I would probably recommend doing is just get a deep understanding of sales. I would take about 1 to 2 weeks, do some research on YouTube, watch videos like this video right here, watch other videos from other people, I don't really care. Do 1 to 2 weeks of deep research so that you have a base skill and you have a base understanding of how this stuff actually works. Then step 2, you need to land a role. And I've created a ton of videos that go in depth. Like I broke down this entire process for how you can land a role using Instagram. So definitely check out some of the videos on my channel if you want to actually land a role. And then step 3, once you land your first role, then you need to improve your skill set and you need to get better and you need to make more money. You need to treat yourself like you're an athlete. What do athletes do to get better and more skilled? What do? They practice every single day. They show up consistently every single day. They watch their work back and they review their work. They do all of this intentional stuff to get better and to improve. And this is what you have to do if you want to take this serious and if you actually want to become financially free. And then step 4, once you start doing this, you're going to get better and better. And so what you need to do is you need to continue advancing yourself, building a good reputation for yourself, getting on better offers, doing higher leverage tasks, and making more and more and more money by advancing yourself inside of the space. And it's pretty much as simple as that. It's literally just building up a base skill like David did, then landing a role, then getting on that role and getting better and practicing and getting more and more efficient over time. And then once you do that, you can move on to doing closing, or you can move on to getting a really, really good appointment setting position, or you can move on to becoming an appointment setter manager, or you can move on to even starting your own business. The opportunities really open up just once you place yourself well inside of the space and focus on improving your skill and building a good reputation for yourself. So with that being said, guys, I actually help young men go through this entire process working with me and working with a mentor. And if you're somebody who got some value from this video, but you'd understand that working with somebody who's already gone through this full process and has succeeded with it would help you drastically improve your percentage probability of actually succeeding with something like this and would speed up the process, then I have the perfect opportunity for you. You see, I work with young men like David all of the time who are just hungry, they're serious, they want to start making money online. And the main reason why I even created this thing is because I have so many people that are business owners like Benji here that come to me all the time and are asking for appointment setters that I can place inside of their businesses. In fact, just over the last 3 days alone, we've posted over 35 job opportunities inside of this one-on-one coaching program that I run. And there's probably only 2 or maybe 3 people actively competing for these positions. So there's way too many, like there's literally infinite options. And so if you're somebody that actually wants to succeed with doing appointment setting and doing high ticket sales, and you don't want to have to spend months trying to do outreach to go get a client, then what I'd recommend you do is you partner up with somebody like myself that can help you get on a really, really good position. But more importantly as well, you can actually improve through this full process and you can improve the probability that you actually succeed because I'll be helping you build up your base skill. I'll obviously, like I said, be helping you land a role, but really with this part here, I'll help you improve your skill and make more money and get better faster. and show you the path that you can eventually take to run your own business where you can really start making 20, 30, 40, 50K per month. So if you're somebody that's interested in that, I'll leave a link where you can book down below. You can book a time with myself and you and I can have a quick conversation over Zoom to see if you'd be a good fit for working with each other. But hopefully you guys got some insight and hopefully you guys got some value out of this video. And hopefully this video was able to give you a good understanding if you want to become an appointment setter or a high ticket closer, what it would actually look like for you to do something like this and what your day-to-day would look like inside of one of these businesses. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. You guys take care and have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.